All right, welcome back to Yahoo Finance Live on this Tuesday morning. Apple shares, they are trading within a quarter of a record high, and Brian Sozzi is asking against Betteridge's law of headlines, which suggests the answer is no. He is asking if Apple shares have peaked. Sozzi.
Yeah, right. Record high, perfect time for is this a potential market plunge waiting to happen in probably one of the most owned stocks in the entire market? But this is actually coming compliments of our friend of the show, Matt Melley. He's the chief market strategist over at Miller Tabak, flagging that Apple is at its most overbought levels compared to really since September 1st, 2020. And to make that call, Melley is using something called the relative strength index. In layman's terms, that essentially just measures the momentum of a stock price, and traders tend to use this to determine if a stock is overbought or underowned. Melley saying that the relative strength index on Apple right now is about 77, 78, according to Yahoo Finance Plus data. That's pretty much at the same level it was on September 1st, 2020. Now, why does that matter? On September 1st, 2020, Apple stock hit a then record. After September 1st, 2020, the stock went on to decline about 20% by mid-September. Apple stock didn't climb back to that September 1st high until December 28th, 2020. So if you're just a pure technician here, you might start to get a little bit concerned here that too many investors have been riding Apple stock over the past month. Shares are up about 14% over the past month, and perhaps the stock is in fact overowned. Now, I have a deeper technical dive in a story right now on Yahoo Finance. You can scroll down halfway, and you can see the big, beautiful purple charts that I drew on a chart inside of that story using Yahoo Finance Plus technical tools, which are very cool. Again, big purple charts in that story right now. But again, Myles, we talked about this last week. It's hard to, I understand the technical perspective here, very much respect technical chart patterns, but the fundamental backdrop for Apple into the back half of the year is looking pretty impressive. I mean, they're going to have another fall event. They're going to introduce more iPhones, more products. It's the holiday shopping season. Consumers have more money in their pockets. They're back to work. So fundamentally, at least, Apple's set up for further gains. But at least when you look at the charts, maybe a little overbought.
Well, and when you're talking about fundamental versus the technicals, Brian, I mean, the other point to make is even if Matt is correct, even if some of these technical indicators are correct, it sounds like that's a pretty short term. It's more of a tactical short term trading situation versus a long term buy and sell indication, right? I mean, at least judging from the example you gave over the last year.
Yeah, and this is, if you're a technical trader here, you're using this as potentially time to take some profits in Apple. If you believe in the fundamental story in Apple, as most analysts do, I mean, about 75% of the analysts on the street that cover Apple stock ready to buy. I mean, it's still one of the most popular stocks in the entire market. But again, just go back over to my story. You can see these big, beautiful purple charts that I drew inside of that story. And really, I think it tells the whole story of the relative strength index, which is very, very interesting, at least in my view.
Right, as we speak, Apple shares moving higher. The Nasdaq moving back into green figures. little cosmic justice for you there, Sozzi, on this Tuesday. All right.